Hey, Shalom. Giving all praises, acknowledgement, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah, Ha, Quadash. Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that have taught us this truth. And they continue to teach us. And Shalom to our brothers doing this mighty and powerful works in hopes of salvation. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, which means He exists. And Yahweh Shai is the name of the beloved Son, who the world will ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Yahweh Shai, meaning He, deliverer. Bahashim just means in the name. So civil war is about to break out. And, yeah, man, these veterans, they're going to give the government hell. These veterans are more trained, more skilled than these new soldiers. All right? So when civil war break out, man, these veterans is going to give the government pure hell. And people pure hell. All right? They're going to be a major threat during civil war. And right now, the Pentagon is threatening to take away their benefits. All right? And a lot of these soldiers, man, after being used in the military, they're finally realizing that the government, pretty much is against them. And they're gonna be a major one in this civil war.
We could no longer operate under the ramifications that.
Happy Friday! And if you're a veteran, get ready to get pissed off because Pentagon is after your First Amendment.
Good morning. First video of the day. I'm running late, right? Normally I'm up kicking out shit, but it's one of them days. So this message is for the Pentagon. Good morning. My name is Matthew Chappelle. I'm a retired non-commissioned officer. I'm not going to hold you up. I just want to let you know something. If you threaten veterans with their benefits to silence them and say you can't say whatever you want, this is what's going to happen. There's going to be millions of veterans utilizing their skill set. Some veterans, much like myself, is still fully mission capable, still proficient in his warrior task and drills, and still possesses the skill set to walk into any fucking house and unalive everyone in that bitch, to include pets. The fact that you're already approaching this area where, veterans can't say whatever they want, and if they do, we can target their benefits. You're playing with your lives. There's no other way around it. There's no gentle way to say this. You're threatening our benefits that we earned by putting our lives on the line to prevent us from saying what we want to say when we have been mentally conditioned to go to different countries and unalive people in the name of this imperialistic ideology that gives the American citizens this false sense of security about rights, freedoms, the constitutions, and this, that, and the third. Is this what you're saying? Because if you're saying this, it's a language that's basically telling veterans, use a bitch, we can do whatever the fuck we want to do to you, and I guess there's nothing you can do about it. That's what I'm hearing. So I'm going on the record to let the Pentagon know, and to let all veterans know, that apparently the Pentagon has an itch that needs to be scratched if they're telling us, who put our lives on this life, put our lives on the line for this country, that we could no longer operate under the ramifications that gave us the shit we have right now. Because if that's the case, then the Pentagon is letting us know that we might need to have a conversation. And I ain't talking about the ones with the mouthpiece. In closing, Pentagon, listen to me, and listen to me very carefully. Okay, you ready? Leave veterans the fuck alone. Or else veterans around the world will strategically acquire acquisitions and neutralize them. You're fucking with our livelihoods. Now, I need you to take the word livelihoods and separate it, because that's what you're going to be jeopardizing. Thank you for your
Hey, Matthew chapter 12 and 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. So America is very divided. All right, you have the military, militias that are against the government. You know, and they will move against the government if they feel threatened or if the government come after them. And you know, on a global scale, you got Esau versus Esau, man. Russia versus America. Europe versus America. Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. So division is the decay of a kingdom. All right, and this division gonna lead to physical altercations. All right, they're gonna get violent. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And you got the politicians playing the part as if they're really against each other, and the people are biting into it. You know, but you do have some politicians in there that actually believe in the American dream, you know. But yeah, man, division on every side in America. And that division gonna lead to violence. It's gonna lead to society collapsing. Verse 26, and if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? So how can America continue if you have the people at each other's throats, the government at waging war against the people, threatening them of their amendments, of their rights, you know, constitutional rights, trying to take away their guns, trying to take away their freedom of speech. So this society is not going to continue because violence is going to erupt. All right? And these veterans are a major threat if civil war breaks out. All right? And it will. And it will. Let's get Isaiah 19, man. This is prophecy. Isaiah 19 and 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. So the Most High is setting the Americans against each other. It's not so much the politicians. It's not so much the elites. Even though they have their part in it, they're setting up all these plays for people to crash out on each other. No, it's the Most High that's putting that spirit of division to where someone want to kill each other over a goddamn political party, to where someone want to kill each other over what you believe in, what they believe in, you know. So I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor. And even these militias, they're going to be at each other's neck. Even these white supremacy groups, they're going to be at each other. You know, because everyone's going to be fighting for power. While there's a loophole and shit is in chaos, there's no function in society, people going to be fighting over territory, fighting over, you know, their ideology and who could save America. And even these common people that are not trained, they're going to be out here fighting to survive, you know. Hey, man, sometimes you don't even need training. All you got to do is aim and take someone out. So even a regular citizen is going to be killing trained people. And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor. City against city, kingdom against kingdom. So you got the democratic states and you got the republic states. They already show you that these states are divided by political views, man. You know, you got the states that are more racist and you got the states that are more diverse with Jake. So it's going to be civil war on every state. All right? No state is going to be safe. It's going to be civil war all across America. And within America, you got these highly trained veterans. All right? Men that have put in time, battle tested, got skill, proficient on how to kill. You know? So yeah, we're in the midst of that, man. Very close. In the midst of all this chaos. 2nd Ezra 15 and 16, for there shall be sedition among men. And we see why there's going to be sedition. Sedition goes into uprising against the monarch, meaning you're challenging the government. Now, why would people challenge the government? Because the government is cracking down, taking away their livelihoods, taking away their benefits. You know, here it is. You put in so much time and effort into going to another country to take people's shit and then losing friends, losing an arm or a leg, and then come back to the country that hired you for that and you don't get no benefit from it. You know, all the things you were promised, they take it away. So a lot of these veterans, man, they're gonna give the government work. Among men, and you're gonna have the casual people out here fighting to survive. You know, fighting against the government and invading one another. And they shall not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Meaning people gonna bear arms, man. They gonna activate that Second Amendment that they hold so dear to, that these Edomites worship that Second Amendment. They worship guns. All right? They gonna hold dear to that, man. And they gonna take up arms. Because a lot of these people, hey, man, you take away their livelihood, what else do they have to lose? They literally went to war for a paycheck. They were literally swords for sale. Like, they don't care about dying. All right? Verse 17, and the man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because martial law is going to be declared. You know? People are going to be kept in cities. They're going to need to identify themselves. You're going to have checkpoints. They're going to have to check people if you're a threat or not, if you're for the government or against the government. You know? And we see, you know, one of the reasons for the mark of the beast as well, to identify people, to see who's part of the beast system, who's part of the New World Order, who's not going to fight against the image of the beast, but submit to it. We see how that's going to come to play, man. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because of all the violence that's going to break out. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. There is no going back. Once people take up arms and fight against the government, there is no going back. It's only going to influence other people to do so. You know? And, yeah, you're going to have a lot of opportunists during these times. People that, you know, see that space to where the law is not the law is not firm like it once used to be. They see shit going into chaos. They're going to take advantage, man. They're going to pop their neighbor with the mag. They're going to take their property and they women and ravish them. There's going to be people looking for these type of times to take advantage. You're going to have a lot of losers out here, deprived men. They're going to take advantage of these times. You got a lot of sinister people too, man. And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So, hey man, we're at the point of no return. Think about it. If people really storm the streets with guns right now, if they went all out with the government, shit ain't gonna be normal no more. Trucks ain't gonna be moving to grocery stores. Then you got all the things that's going on, shortage of oil. Then you got the new pandemic outbreaks. So all these events, is building up to the great collapse to where people are suffering, no food. Yeah, man. I want to get one more scripture because these dudes that are hard asses that are putting time for the military, still, you're not prepared for what the Lord has. Because it's more than just going against the government. The Most High is going to unleash some shit out here. Zephaniah 1:14, the day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasted greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty men shall cry there bitterly. So the mighty men, these mighty ass dudes, highly trained veterans, UFC fighters, modern day gladiators, boxers, militias, police. They're gonna cry like women. They're gonna cry there bitterly. So the times that's coming is gonna break these men. All right, men that have seen battle, that have seen death, that have literally ran into violence, ran into bullets, towards bullets. They're going to be crying because of all the shit that's going to be happening out here, leading up to the day of the Lord's return, But yeah, man, Lord willing is satisfying, Lord willing they do take away that benefit so these veterans could get active. But yeah, shalom.